So my name is Chris Sawchuk. I'm a principal within the Hackett Group, and I lead our global sourcing and procurement advisory business for Hackett. So my big idea is really starting to think about this idea of a value. We spent a lot of time today talking about what is value and looking at value beyond cost, etc. And I think there's a couple of ways of thinking about, how do we create not just value, but differentiation. I mean, organizations have to define what value means to them. And so some organizations will say, well, you create savings and things like that, but it's not necessarily always creating competitive differentiation. And I think in some ways, our function is at a risk if we're not creating competitive differentiation, for the organization over time. And I think we always have to take an inventory of everything that we do, and is what we're doing creating differentiation? And if it's not creating differentiation, competitively, then the question is, should we be doing it? Or is there a better way to actually be conducting that activity and allow us to free up time to spend time on those things that actually create competitive differentiation? One of the concepts that I think about is, really creating services within the procurement organization that are customer driven. Understanding what our customers really want. And when I'm thinking customers, it's not, you have your internal customers, you also have external customers. And I think we have to start with our internal customers. And if you think about, customer facing the sides of our business, they focus on the customer and say we build products and services that the customer wants. Same thing that we need to do in the procurement function and the practice is to create services that are driven based on the needs of our customer. Become more of a pull model versus a push model. One of the thoughts is that over time, intelligence becomes one of our services. Today, our services, are traditionally around sourcing and being able to architect a supply base, manage that supply base, improve the performance of that supply base, potentially even generate innovation out of that supply base. I see a future where intelligence becomes one of the main services that we offer to the business. Intelligence that we gain from the supply markets, our suppliers, and we use that to take it in a way and enable processes within our organization to create some differentiation.